I'm an engineer at a large Tesla manufacturing plant. I specialize in the implementation of software into various hardware applications made by the company. When I signed up to be an employee at Tesla, I wanted to work on the autonomous driving feature of the Tesla cars. However, my higher-ups determined my skills would be better used in their more experimental sector. That's how I ended up working on, or rather with, the humanoid Tesla robots. Those things have always creeped me the hell out. They look like the things from that Will Smith movie, I, Robot. I'm always expecting one of them to wink at me, or tackle me through a high-rise window, because it gained consciousness while I was digging around in its brain. Unfortunately, I don't have a choice but to work with them. I usually spend my days at work cooped up in a small research room. I'm usually on the other side of the glass from the robot, as I watch it perform various tasks. Whenever there are faults, I typically just report them to the software department so they can fix the code. However, there are sometimes hardware issues that are catastrophic. I just shut the thing down and send it off to the appropriate department for repairs and stuff. But there are certain occasions in which the issue is minor enough that I'm qualified to fix it on the spot. In those cases, I have to enter the room with the robot, which I absolutely hated and dreaded doing. There are numerous protocols in place to remotely shut the robot down before entering the room, then to cut the power to the motor functions before doing anything else to it. But they still never put me at ease. These things have superhuman strength with subhuman restraint. The hydraulic strength it has in simply clenching its fist has enough power to crush a human femur, the strongest bone in the body. The only relief I have in working this job is that I'm almost never alone in the control room. It's against safety regulations to enter the room with the robot alone. There must be at least 2 people. Crucially though, this rule is the same no matter how many robots are in the room, so it is still possible to be outnumbered by the machines. This exact scenario happened to me recently. I was working with my colleague Adam, and a few other engineers in the control room. On this particular day, we were doing an especially complex test. There were 3 robots in a line, testing their ability to complete tasks in a chain, just as they would be done in a real assembly line. During the test, one of the robots stopped working. It didn't mess up as it was performing perfectly fine until there was a minor power fluctuation, and then it just froze up. The other robots on either side of it continued to function as normal, but they stopped once they realized the chain was broken. Adam and I disabled all 3 robots from the control room, but we were unable to diagnose the issue from there. Suspecting the problem might require a manual reset, Adam and I prepared to go into the testing room together. I went to the robot at the end of the line, and opened up its interface to ensure it was powered down. Adam stopped at the first one to do the motor functions were off, then hit the reset button. Something as simple as resetting your router when your internet goes out. But as Adam walked to the backside of the robot, it turned around and grabbed him. It had him by the throat and raised him into the air, squeezing his neck. I rushed over and smashed the emergency stop button, but it did nothing. The robot swung over with lightning speed and struck me with Adam's body. I crashed into the wall behind me and hit my head. Then I fell to the floor, as I watched the robot smash Adam into the ground and rip him to shreds. Help! Get this thing off me! Ah! Adam! No! 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 Ah! The robot came after me, but I quickly rolled under the assembly equipment. Then I bolted for the door. That thing was a split second away from ripping the door out of my hands and escaping into the factory, but I just barely managed to get the door locked and trap it inside. It immediately started to break through. It didn't have eyes, but I could tell through the window that it wanted to kill me and destroy me just like it had done to Adam. Thankfully, before the wretched thing could get out, the security team came and decommissioned the machine with ballistic force. I barely escaped with my life. Yet Tesla is committed to underreporting the severity and frequency of the injuries sustained by the workers in their plants. Adam's death was never reported. The whole situation was downgraded from death and dismemberment to just a minor injury. I know that disclosing this, even anonymously, will surely have me fired and sued, but the public needs to know how dangerous these abominations are. I'm terrified as hell when or if Tesla decides to mass produce these things. This story was inspired by a horrific incident regarding a Tesla engineer who was injured by a robot that pinned him to the wall at the company's giant factory in Texas. The 2021 incident came to light through an injury record filed to 2 regulators. It noted the injury type as laceration, cut, and open wound, and recorded the quote-unquote cause object as a robot. The robot allegedly pushed its claws into the man's body and drew blood from his back and arm, 2 witnesses said. After another worker hit the emergency stop button, the engineer managed to escape the robot's grasp and fell down a chute designed to collect scrap metal, leaving a trail of blood behind him, one of the witnesses said. The incident happened when the engineer was programming the software that controls the robots, which cut car parts from aluminum. 2 of the robots were disabled, but the 3rd was inadvertently left on. As it went through its normal motions, it caught the worker in its claws. It has also been reported that almost 1 in 21 workers at Tesla's Giga Texas factory was injured on the job in 2022, which isn't good when compared to the industry average of 1 in 30. But one thing that's disturbing about all of this robot attack talk was how one happened recently and was caught on camera. A shocking incident at a viral video circulating on social media appears to show a humanoid robot moving erratically toward festival goers before security guards intervene. In the video, one of the robots can be seen unexpectedly moving towards the crowd in an aggressive manner, while it remains unclear whether it attempted to hit people or simply stumbled due to a barricade. The situation escalated quickly, prompting security personnel to step in. Some claim the robot was attacking attendees, while others argue it was simply a malfunction. Either way, it was downright terrifying, considering movies like I, Robot and Terminator exist.